blizzard. Woo! It's through the pines. Oh, it doesn't even bat an eye. Oh, we got some rain coming. We got some high winds. But for your viewing pleasure today, guys, I'm going to give you my first ride impressions of this 2008 Kawasaki Bruteforce 650. You guys saw a video one or two back. Seth just bought this guy. He got a heck of a deal on it. We are going to take it out for a spin today. I will probably show you some of our new trails we've been working on, and I'll give you my thoughts on this older classic Kawasaki Bruteforce. It is a V-twin 650 class. It's actually 633 cc's, close enough. It's got solid rear end monotube shock, but it happens to actually be a remote reservoir shock. We'll talk about the ride here as we go. Of course, it is a four-wheel drive. All Bruteforces are four-wheel drive, push button with Kawasaki's unique squeeze to engage diff lock, so you do have diff lock control on the fly as you need it. The harder you squeeze, the harder it engages. This 08 is still carbureted. This is before they switched to fuel injection. Woo, it's getting windy. Oh, there's snow and rain. Let's hurry up. So she is a bit cold-blooded, but it has that nice V-twin sound to it. Not quite as quick as my 850 Sportsman, but it's got globs of torque and I can feel it. No power steering. But the one thing I noticed right off the bat, jumping from this guy onto my Sportsman, is these handlebars are narrower. I've got kind of mixed feelings about that. It seems like my Sportsman, I'm out here a little wider, or this guy I'm in here. A little bit of getting used to. It probably makes steering effort a little more difficult with smaller or narrower handlebars. But for not having power steering, it still steers nice and light and responsive. Woo, that wind is nasty. Hopefully my GoPro stock is helping to filter that out. You guys can actually hear what I'm saying. Oh, it is starting to snow and sleet, and that kind of stinks. We need to get into the woods. Let's go get in the woods. Gotta get soaked, but it's worth it for you guys. Woo! So again, this has that solid rear axle, swing arm design, monotube shock. It is remote reservoir shock. It's got this McPherson front struts with single lower A arms or control arms. And I gotta say, the ride is not half bad. It's not as harsh as I would think it would be, being a swing arm rear end suspension. Oh, we're getting a blizzard. Woo, it's cold on the old face-a-roonies. I should have went an hour sooner. Oh, it stinks the face, guys. It stinks the face. Let's get in the pines. Glasses are fogging. Come on, this is the first full day of spring and we're getting this ridiculousness. Let's take her off some off camber. Okay, oh, now see, that rear swing arm suspension gives it set up a really nice ride, but I feel it there in that ruddy, rocky out stuff. This thing likes to lunge back and forth. Sportsman with the independent rear suspension. It handles that much more nicer and planted. More nicer? Much better and planted. More better and planted. Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. Hey, it's cold. Cut your slack here. Look at the snow! Like I said, power is pretty awesome in this guy. 650 V-twin. It's not huge, but again, you get that V-twin torque. Take you guys on one of our new trails Seth and I have been working on. Let's go into low gear. Yeah, again, I am like pleasantly surprised in the ride of this thing. Seat comfort's excellent. It's got a nice comfy seat. It is a V-twin, so you are wider here in the middle than my Sportsman. I can notice it riding, but I mean, it's not enough that it's going to hinder me from wanting to ride it. It's still comfortable. It's still easy to hold on to with your legs. Oh man, is it so... I will say this, being an older four-wheeler, it's very nimble, because it's a smaller body than a lot of the newer ones are. And like these here, it's really fun. You can really whip through these trees and not have to worry about the clearance of your fenders. Brakes are excellent. This thing, by the way guys, has 178 miles on it. That's why Seth bought it. It's an 08 with only 178 miles, and he got this thing for a heck of a deal. I love that V-twin sound. I guess that's probably what I miss most about my Outlander 1000 is it had aftermarket exhaust. It was a big old V-twin, and they sound mean. Alright, now see if I can remember where our path goes. I think it goes through here. Through here. And a little straight stretch. Woo! Through the pines! Woo! Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce? Who says awesome sauce anymore? Hey, it's sun shining and it's snowing. Is there such a thing as a snow rainbow? It's really pretty though. So yeah, this being an older 08, there's not a lot as far as technology. It doesn't need it. And that's the appeal to these older four-wheelers you can find used, and why I'm doing so many of these older, like we'll call them retro vintage reviews, is because you can't deny the price of modern machines is just outrageously, it's up there. Now luckily OEMs are getting smart and they're introducing more base level machines at a cheaper price. For instance, you can get a Can-Am Outlander, one of their HD5s and HD7s for under 10 grand, which to me that's a good deal. See a photo? You can pick up a $500, $600 for anywhere between $5,000 to $8,000 out the door, depending on where you buy it from and all the different fees and stuff. Which that is a really good deal, especially if you're looking at buying your first machine and maybe you don't trust buying used. I mean, this was a 1 in a million find here. Oh, excuse me. But I can understand the hesitation in buying a used machine. You don't know the history. You don't know if it's been beat. And it may run great for a test drive, and you get it home, get 5 miles on it, and the thing explodes. money with a used machine. And if you have the patience to find a gem like this Bruteforce, then that's definitely the way to go. But I know a lot of people out there just don't trust buying used machines, especially off-road ATVs side-by-side, because it's hard to tell unless you can spend some time, get it up on a lift, check bearings, check bushings. You really don't know how hard of a life a machine has had. And if you're that kind of person that just don't trust buying new or don't trust buying used, then new is pretty much your only option. Stop. That was just a quick little snow squall that came through, which is nice. So I've had it in four-wheel drive now for a little bit here through that section. You guys probably saw me turn it on. And even in four-wheel drive, yeah, the steering's a little harder, but it's not difficult. Get to the oven, we'll see how the diff lock works. I'm not even sure if Seth has checked everything over on this to see if everything works, because he bought it the day he brought it home. He brought it up to me, we rode. That was in the video you saw there with me and him with this, the first video. That was his first ride with this guy, and I pretty much said, hey, can I do a review? And he said, yeah, here, keep it till you're done. So I think probably at this point in time, I have rode this more than he has. Oh yeah, diff lock's definitely working. The steering's harder. Yep, she released. Now I actually kind of think, you know, when I first realized how Kawasaki did their discs, like especially in the first generation Terex where you did the lever and the more you pulled it back the more it gauged, I thought, well, that's kind of silly. If I want diff lock, I want all diff lock. But I've come to appreciate Kawasaki's front diff lock, because I can be cruising here and I don't have to come to a stop and hit a button. It's all mechanical, and you can be cruising and squeeze her in, and that's it, I'm in. So if you're in four-wheel drive and you think, oh, this puddle ain't too bad, and you start through it and then quickly you realize, uh-oh, this is worse than I thought, the last thing you want to have to do, especially if you still have momentum, is stop, lock in a front diff. Because chances are, if you're getting in it bad and gonna stop, then you're gonna be sitting there. So with this, if it's starting to get bad, I don't have to stop, I can just squeeze, it'll engage, and now I got full diff lock, which is really, really nice. We're making our way to our other new trail we started to work on. Hopefully I can remember where it's at. We'll maybe kind of do it in reverse. You saw in the last video with this guy when Seth brought it home and we did a little trail riding. It was just a shorter 5-minute video there a couple of videos back. The giant hill climb we went up where my Sportsman was billowing out the smoke. That'll be this trail, but we'll hit it in its entirety and from the opposite direction. Guys, I'm filming this in super view just, oh, I passed it, just to try it out, because you can get a much more wider area, which is nice, especially when riding four-wheelers. So let me know if this is too far out and too fish-eye-y that you guys can't stand to watch it. Let me know in the comments below. But I like the field of view I have in this, especially on a four-wheeler. Alright, this is the start of our one new trail, and And this might be one of those trails where the more we ride it, the more treacherous it's going to get, just simply because we run through this runoff swamp right here. It's not really a full creek. This is just basically runoff with all the rain we have. This usually dries out in the summer, but like now when it's wet, that's pretty soft. So Seth, I apologize, but you've already taken this through here first. But I'm gonna walk in the front diff. We're gonna take this through the mud. Oh, it doesn't even bat an eye. The one thing Seth is worried about with it being a swing arm rear suspension is the ground clearance isn't going to be quite as good as, say, a machine that's got independent. Because you guys, I can attest to this, my big bear gets hung up on stuff all the time because of this swing arm rear suspension. This Kawasaki, it's a nice machine. I really like it. We're going to go down this steep hill up here. We'll see. Leaves are wet. Let's test the engine braking and see how good the engine braking is. I'm going to not hit the brakes on the way down. All engine braking. Not as good as my Sportsman. But not half bad. Alright, that is the new trail. And we got a nice sunny area here. I think I will stop right here because it's not windy and I can give you my final thoughts on this machine. So yeah, again, why all these older machine reviews? With the price of stuff today, a lot more people may be turning to used machines like this 08 Kawasaki Bruteforce. Seth owned a 650 Bruteforce for a while back, so I've had a little bit of time on a Bruteforce before. It had the independent rear suspension. I can say my always, but I gotta say that this guy actually rides nicer than that one did. I don't know what the difference is. Maybe because the other one with the independent had just generic base level shocks. This one actually has a very nice remote reservoir. I'm not sure. It's just Kawasaki branded, so I don't know, you know, what the specifics of it are. It's not like it's a Fox or a Walker Evans or anything like that. It's Kawasaki branded. I'm not sure what they use, but this, for the rear spring arm suspension, rides nice. And of course, he's got it all decked out here. He bought it like this. It came with all the packs, the hunting gear, which he likes. And it is the older ones before they went to the circle headlights, which they've gone back to like more of this style now with these newer ones. Kawasaki, I think you did a boo-boo. I think the circle lights like you had in the previous generation made it much more unique, and now it just looks like a Polaris and a Honda, a Suzuki. They all look the same now. So I think you should have stuck with the circular headlights, but that's not enough to make Kawasaki fanboys, you know, decide not to buy it anymore. But anyway, I really like this Kawasaki Bruteforce 650. Guys, if you can find a good deal on a used one, now it's going to be hard to find a good deal as good as Seth got, but my impressions of the Kawasaki Bruteforce, very, very, very good four-wheeler. If you can find a used one in good shape, even if it's got high miles, these things are known to be pretty dependable. They have a pretty rock solid CVT. I forgot to mention that this does have a CVT drive. Low, high, neutral, and reverse. It's got a parking brake, so it doesn't have an actual parking gear. It's got a parking brake here on the handlebar. You squeeze it, you pull that forward, and there's your parking brake. But they've got pretty good CVTs too. And what I like about Kawasaki with their CVTs is they actually put a belt monitor in there. So if you start to slip your belt or anything like that, it actually will let you know. So that is a nice feature. I think all CVT equipped machines should come with a temperature gauge for their CVT, so you know how hot it's getting in there, and then some sort of sensor like this that lets you know if your belt begins to slip. So yep, that's it. That is my first ride impression of this 08 Kawasaki Bruteforce 650. I like it. I would own one of these if a good deal came along and I didn't have other machines I was looking at. Very, very, very nice machine. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Seth's on the fence whether or not he's going to keep this guy. He basically bought it because of the good deal he got. He has a 550 Grizzly, which I'm going to do a full review on. I'll do, of course, a riding impression like this, but then a full review on with that. So I'm not sure how much time we're going to have with this guy. There will be one more video with this Bruteforce before I give it back, and before he sells it, if he decides to do so. I want to get draggy times and get it around the short course. So that's going to be coming in a future video here very soon. You guys are Kawasaki fans, let me know in the comments below. Do you still rock an old Kawasaki 650 Bruteforce? Let me know that as well, and let me know how you like it, or any problems or issues you've had with it over the years. So again, thanks for watching, and until next time, God bless and keep on riding.